At the time of its earliest beginnings, sword dancing was no more than the exhibition of two select warriors facing off against one another in mortal struggle, with nothing more than a slip of fabric to guard their loins, and, in their hands, some rude and indifferent instrument of war. The loser of the contest would die, in disgrace, refused the obsequies at burial to which he would otherwise be entitled as a combatant in general strife. The winner would feast and be celebrated, provided his wounds were not so grievous as to disallow him such rewards, but would be forced to fight again and again, until the time that he lay a broken wreck at the feet of some greater or luckier opponent. For ages did this cycle and ritual repeat itself, culminating in the gladiator spectacles at Rome, and amidst the sultry traveling nomad encampments of the Mongols. It was not until the Austro-Hungarian Empire had arrived at its apex that sword dancing, as we know it today, reached its aesthetic and formal perfection, abandoning the necessarily fatal culmination, in favor of an emphasis on form and style of the participants. By that late hour of civilization, in fact, sword dancing no longer demanded, and to be sure, patently discouraged, open and direct engagements between competitors. Though somewhat rare in America, regional communities do exist that propagate a passionate adherence to the practice, as a constructive cultural demonstration and, likewise, an ancestral rite. One such community can be found in Texas, and perhaps the most accomplished sword dancer ever produced from amongst them is Quentin Grimes, guard for the New York Knicks. From the time he took his very first footsteps, Quentin displayed a preternatural coordination and grace, abilities that have doubtless contributed to his success on the basketball court, but which locals, amongst whom numbered some the foremost practitioners and advocates of sword dancing in the surrounding area, regarded as the traits of a true prodigy. The masters of the craft embraced him as one of their own, and with the assent of his family, began tutoring him in the forms, techniques, and secrets as sanctioned by the International Sword Dancing Committee. Young Quentin divided his youthful attentions between basketball, in which his gifts were likewise recognized early on, his formal education, where he excelled in mathematics and poetry, and sword dancing, a field in which he grew to outstrip all other Americans, as adduced by his international ranking of Grandmaster Level 6. In each of his endeavors he proved exceptional, so it was with great difficulty that he chose to enter the NBA draft, and not thrust himself instead into the international sword dance circuit, perhaps an even more competitive outfit than the NBA. And yet, he still practices, carrying with him, in bags suited for the purpose, his swords, his sashes with regulation embroidery, and his dancing breeches. For, it is hoped, by enthusiasts of the ancient art of sword dancing, that once the years of his NBA career have sunsetted, he will enter the arena of professional sword dancing, and there embark on a second athletic career, no less challenging, and no less lucrative.